If you've tried coffee and all the different supplements and even sleep hacks to fix your energy, but you're still exhausted, then in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's draining your energy so that you can fix it and get your vitality back, your energy back. That way you can play with your kids and stay active and do all your favorite hobbies and just do what you want to do when you want to do it. Now, most people think that fatigue is simple, that it's just one issue with one fix. Okay, but in our practice, we see the same thing over and over again. People chasing symptoms, not causes. Okay, that's why today we're breaking down the 4 most common fatigue patterns that we see and how to spot your version so that you can stop spinning your wheels and finally get your energy back. So there are 4 different types of fatigue as we see listed here. And as we go through this, I want you to keep each of these in mind and try to figure out which one of these might you have. So the first one is blood sugar crash related to your metabolism. Second type is thyroid problems, thyroid slowdown, a sluggish, slow thyroid. Third is toxic burnout. And so your cell's mitochondria are just having difficulty producing energy because of toxic overload. And finally, adrenal overdrive. This is related to adrenal fatigue from stress, but we'll learn more about this here shortly. And keep this in mind that most people aren't just one, they're usually a combination of 2 or more, right? They're a blend. So that's why symptom chasing doesn't work, because you might suspect that you have just blood sugar issues and you might take some supplements for that, but if your adrenals are, kind of working funky and off kilter, then it's not going to work, right? Or, maybe we have more. We have thyroid and toxic burnout elements happening as well. So that's why we need a real root cause lens. Okay, so let's break this down. All right, so first is the blood sugar crash type. So this is your energy curve over a day. So you have the spike here, and this happens when you eat caffeine or sugar, right? And then not soon after, you crash, right? That's when the brain fog comes, the irritability and the fatigue. So this is the roller coaster, right? It's a cycle, and it just repeats and repeats and repeats. So key signs of this are getting an afternoon crash. If your energy crashes between 1 and 3 p.m., if you feel shaky or anxious or foggy, especially if meals are delayed or you don't end up getting around to eating. If you're someone who relies on sugar, that's also a sign, or on coffee just to function. So if you're raiding the pantry before dinner, or you're zoning out at like 2 p.m. just at your desk and you kind of find yourself daydreaming too much, right? No matter how much you slept, then this is a sign, this is a red flag that there could be some blood sugar issues going on. And the fix for this is to get more protein in, right? Every meal, getting a palm-sized amount of protein in with each meal. Healthy fats as well, because the protein will help keep you satiated and decrease cravings. And the good healthy fats are more dense in calories and will sustain you energetically, give you the calories you need to make it through the next meal so that your body isn't having that crash. All right, next is the thyroid slowdown type. This is a sluggish thyroid, low thyroid function. This is super common, especially in women. So this is the heavy and sluggish kind of thyroid, like someone's turned down your body's volume. Okay, so key signs of this are that you sleep, but you just still feel wiped out. You might have cold hands or feel puffy. Hair thinning or hair loss here is very common. Feeling colder than usual. If you're someone who runs cold, that might be a sign of some thyroid slowdown. Brain fog, feeling foggy, just can't think straight and stay productive all day. And that weight scale, just stubborn weight that just won't move no matter what you do, how healthy you're eating, all the supplements you're trying. And so if you feel slow and foggy and unheard by your doctor, then this might be what's really going on. And typically doctors will only test for TSH. Okay, that's one test for thyroid function, but really we have to look at a whole full thyroid panel. All right, and typically when you go to your doctor and they consider the thyroid, they just look at one marker, maybe 2 or 3, called TSH. When we do testing for thyroid, we look at 10 markers, including autoimmunity, which is a very underdiagnosed part of thyroid disease, especially in women. 3 out of 4 women who have hypothyroidism, it's autoimmune. So we have to check for that because that's going to change the plan and the way that you approach resolving it. Otherwise, you'll stay stuck. Okay, so that's why the fix here is getting comprehensive testing, a truly comprehensive thyroid panel. The third type of fatigue is toxic burnout. And so this is the real heavy and deep type of fatigue, the kind where even rest doesn't help or taking naps, right? Because your cells just can't make the energy properly in the first place. So the key signs of this are always being tired, feeling like your batteries are just running on empty no matter how much you sleep. Also here is having exposure to toxic substances, things like mold or heavy metals or different infections, things like COVID or parasites or other bacterial viral infections that can go undetected for months or years even. You can also be sensitive to chemicals or smells or supplements, so this can really bog down your energy systems in your body and prevent your body from being able to produce the energy it needs to fill up your battery each and every day and night, right? So if basic tasks feel like a marathon to you, or you just haven't bounced back since you had an illness or a move, right, then this is your clue. So then what's the fix for this? The fix is to help your body to detox properly. Fortunately, your body has the ability to get rid of toxins, but it needs the help doing that because most of us haven't helped our body to properly detox and support that ability in months or years or even their whole life, right, for a lot of people. So that's the first thing, is a proper detox. And the second thing is to repair the energy production, the manufacturing plants for energy in your body, and to do that properly as well in a natural way. So that's how you get your body systems back online, is removing the source of toxins, dealing with them properly, identifying that they're even there in the first place with proper testing, and then in the second place, repairing your cell's ability to produce the energy you need to feel good. All right, and the final type is adrenal overdrive. And this is super common from the modern lifestyle that we all live, and highly stressed, and work and friends and family and responsibility and not sleeping, and your health is suffering on top of that. So that's all stressful, and it kicks your adrenal glands, which are the organ responsible for cortisol, your stress hormone. So it kicks those into overdrive. So we call it adrenal overdrive because they're working 24/7 and they don't get a rest. So this is where you're like tired but wired kind of feeling, where you push all day, right, all throughout the day, but then you have a crash in the afternoon, and then you just can't shut off at night. So that's why a 3 p.m. crash or a 2 a.m., you're wide awake, that's an adrenal sign. And I'll show you why, because this is your cortisol curve. This is what's supposed to happen in the morning here. Your cortisol elevates. That's good. It keeps you, or it wakes you up and makes you alert and awake. Then over the day, in the PM, in the evening, before bed, is supposed to drop off, so you feel more drowsy and less alert and ready to go to sleep. And so if you're having issues waking up early, that might be because your curve is reversed, and it might look something like this. Right? So you might have low cortisol in the morning and have a hard time getting up. And then in the evening, when you're supposed to be sleeping, that's when you're getting this cortisol kick. So you're wide awake at that point, and maybe getting shallow sleep, and then of course waking tired in the morning. Then you feel easily overwhelmed and emotionally reactive during the day. Right? So if you've been running on stress and holding it all together just barely, right, until your body starts giving out again, then this is likely your pattern. All right, so then what's the fix for this? Well, nervous system reset. You got to help your nervous system to find a new rhythm and repair itself, and more self-care, prioritizing sleep, and making it a priority, and scheduling your sleep time ahead of time, not waiting to see how you feel, starting a bedtime routine because the body loves routine. Have an anti-inflammatory diet, of course, is going to help with this, and feeding your body enough protein and good fats, and finding a stress management practice that works for you, because you know that life will never stop throwing stress at you, will it? But what can you do? What can you control? It's your response. So working on guided meditation. There's a ton of free resources on the internet if you just do a quick search. And so just learning how to belly breathe and to stop and take control over your inner state. That's gold, absolute gold for being able to help your body to heal itself again. Okay, so here's the big idea, is that fatigue is not just one thing, it's layered. That's why energy hacks and random supplements don't stick, right? You have to understand your pattern to actually fix it. And remember what I said at the beginning, there's usually multiple patterns at once, 2 or 3 or more. Okay, so that's what the value of the root cause here is, getting to the bottom of what's causing your type of fatigue, right? Because your body is compensating for something deeper. We just got to figure it out. And once you know the real pattern behind your fatigue, then the fog lifts and the path to real recovery finally becomes clear for you. You want to know exactly which type of energy fatigue you have and what to do about it? We'll take the free quiz that we built for you below, right? You'll just take this quiz, it's about 10 questions, and it'll tell you what your predominant type is, and then guide you toward a customized plan to be able to rebuild that energy for real, right? You'll get instant clarity and a customized plan to start rebuilding your energy from the inside out this way. All right, so if this helped you to connect some dots, then drop a comment below with your biggest breakthrough moment here. And take that quiz, get your results, and get yourself a plan. All right, we'll see you in the next one.